All right, we're going to do a little bit more of an advanced demonstration. We've got the Orgone Generator, the ATG12 here. This is the Rolls Royce of any Orgone generator on the market, of which there's only one authentic Orgone generator. OrgoneGenerator.com is our site, and we have products ranging from $25 to this one, which is $11,995 USD. Believe it or not, these are very popular, especially overseas, with people who have big businesses, politicians, lawyers, doctors, stuff like that. So, musicians. We're going to go through some advanced uses. You'll hear me a lot of times in the videos say, and we'll talk more about that later. And I've been getting the basic videos done, updated, fresh content that shows the basic introduction to the Orgone generators. And now we're going to do a little bit more of an advanced demonstration using the beautiful ATG12 here at the Orgone World Headquarters. And I just picked up some fresh stuff from the local esoteric shop. I've got a money cards, Esther and Jerry Hicks. It's pretty good stuff. Teachings of Abraham Hicks. Let's see what else we got to work with. Alright, we've got some candles. Protection candle. Come to me candle. Looks like a love candle. Love. It's a nice visual there. This stuff is as old as time. If you know a very good conjurer or a voodoo person, or any significant scientific advancement is indistinguishable from magic. That's our motto here. We're not big into the magic stuff. Some of it gets a little silly, but in there's a lot of good concepts. Someone in a basic sense would ask, well, how does he get from here to there? Well, if you check out our proof pages, there's a lot of different evidence of quantum entanglement is the popular new term. Back in the day, you think of a voodoo doll, you think of how a butterfly knows a mate a mile or two away. Even a middle schooler can tell you there's not one molecule of the scent. So, some of you guys are just going to have to take a leap of faith there. If you're not there yet, this is probably not the video for you. We're just going to jump right into it. But again, there's basic intros to all that stuff. Never hurts to ask questions. We don't mind going into the questions. A lot of new information for a lot of people. Here we've got a chakra card. This is pretty cool. We've got some crystals. Citrine, nice one. Kyanite. Actually don't know much about this one, so we're just gonna have to go by color. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. Rose quartz. I know that one's great for love. And I asked if they have shungite. A lot of people ask me about shungite these days, and seems like great stuff. You can use any crystal in conjunction with the generator. So I love crystals, they're great. I don't particularly buy that pyramid of shungite in the room can neutralize all EMF. I just haven't seen it yet. Though if you want to imbue the essence of shungite into your operations, you can do so here. And we've got a another attraction love one. That's nice. Okay. Smells pretty. Yeah, strong smell. We've got a pen and a paper. Got the TC99 Super Orgonite Pendant Pair. So first things first, you got an ATG12. What I would do is set one in here and bring the other pendant with you. And you've got an identical structural link to your Orgone generator. So this is set by way of a broken crystal, 1/2 in that pendant and 1/2 in this pendant. All right, so we got this puppy firing up. Let's make sure we're all plugged in. All right. So let's start at the beginning. We're going to set up a series of different operations. After all, this generator can power, maybe 100 people. So you figure the average person takes 30 minutes to saturate with Orgone. Once they're saturated, they're saturated. And if you're you ever see us at an expo, you come and feel, you go, wow, because you can really feel warmth. Some people feel a cool breeze. And if you sit by this thing for 30 minutes and you put your hand back in, it's kind of like being in a warm bath or something like that, or a cool pool. Your body becomes accustomed to it because it becomes saturated, though it's producing no less Orgone output. It's a very good thing because most people are depleted in life force. So when they come to feel, it's like taking a fresh drink of cool water if you're very thirsty. And most manifestations are lacking in life force. You think of your average manifestation, okay, you do this affirmation, you do this mantra, do this yoga, do this visualization, and many times people will do the affirmation but have a lacking feeling inside. Now, thought, word, and feeling are the only creative power in the universe. So what you have here and with all the Orgone generators is a constant outpouring of life force. And if you listen to the pros, like Abraham Hicks is pretty good, there's a lot of others, then they'll commonly say, once you set up a prayer, which basically the most weak form of prayer is the traditional prayer. Oh dear, I please want this, and then I want this, and please help with this. Well, the highest form of prayer is decree or affirmation, where you create as one with the void or the one, whatever you want to call it. That said, many people will say an affirmation and have doubt, or they'll say an affirmation and go back with their mind and tamper with it over and over and obsess about it, which if you understand that thoughts are things, then when you obsess about someone constantly, then of course they'll pick up on that. And especially in person with body language, everything else, it really gets down to a science. So point is, the constant powering of your operation, once set, you can forget about it, and the Orgone output is there, and it's charging your operations, whether you're off at work or traveling, and hopefully whatever you're working on, once you've developed a sense of confidence, then you can trust and know that the manifestation, the operation will come to be. Of course, expectation, confidence, these are very powerful forces. Some of the scientists get down that every light has a sound. Within sound, there's a light, and with all feeling, there's a certain frequency. That's what we're dealing with here. So we've got these cards. All right, well, we're starting at the basics still. We're opening up some stuff. All right, you've got your pendant in there. You've got your other with you. You can put this on your keychain, in your pocket, on your necklace. And then equal and separate operations. Once you're setting many different operations, well, according to the laws of reverse entropy, which govern Orgone and life force, effectively its own dimension, separate from time, space, EMF, and gravity, The stronger always pulls from the weaker. You think about the rich get richer and stuff like that. So basically, equal and separate operations, especially with a device like this, you've got more than enough orgone. So all your operations, of which there's only one now, will receive equal and separate orgone output. If you're into the dials, you can do that here too. I visualize a separate ring of light around each operation, clear boundaries, equal and separate, lock it in, and you've got it set that way as well. Again, the radionic rates are done regardless of frequency. You can do a pendulum also, and you're basically getting an ideomotor response. All right, so we've got our first operation, which is simply to target you, me, with the orgone output via the pendant. And we're gonna tune it in. I guess we'll have a theme tonight. I guess love will be the theme. That's nice, huh? It's a great one. So I'm gonna set a frequency on the first generator. As you can see, I'm just clicking through to find the generator. That one's it because I turned it all the way up. Most of the other ones are all the way down. So I'm going to set this to 10.5, which is a great frequency for love. 10.53, I'll take it. Now what you can do with this puppy, just to save time, we'll find the only one on, right here. I'm going to place my pendant right next to this output. And different people have different ways they like to do things. I've used these generators for a long time, so you develop, as crazy it sounds, a relationship with the generator. You understand how to use it like any tool, your favorite shovel, a computer, certain programs. You know, maybe you're a Microsoft or a Mac person, you develop an understanding. So some of this stuff, you can parcel it out as you wish. Like you could do this on the manifestation program. You could also write out and target this as generator 1. The generator 1 goes directly to me. Though, because I have the pendant in my pocket, because I set this one at 10.5, and because it's right next to the output tube, that is my setup. So I'm receiving the 10.5 hertz frequency of love. Now I've got the orgonite pendant in my pocket, maybe you know, an attractive person of the opposite sex walks by and big heart whoosh, and you know. All right, so next one, we got turn the dial over. So we're working with this generator now. All right, so let's call this generator number 2. Now, for this one, we're going to switch over to a different technique so we keep track. So I'm going to write on a sheet of paper, generator 2. This could also be called operation 2. And if you have a smaller generator, you can still run many different operations. And if you got the equal and separate going, then let's say even if it's a JU99, it'll get to the operations one at a time, pro rata, as they're saturated. So we're going to do 12 just to keep it simple, and we're going to show you different ways to do this. So generator 2, let's do this one. This is fun. Come to me, all right? So here's our theme, love. Well, here mostly our theme. Come to me, generator 2. Let's say there's a particular person that you're acquainted with. If you want to go after a celebrity or something like that, then you know, better work on some of the other stuff first, like maybe getting a very popular album or making a favorable public name for yourself, not by doing anything crazy. And you can parcel that out into steps. But we're going to do someone we know for this operation. It's got to be possible, and if it's probable, it's easier to push the odds in your favor with the orgone output. Again, this is just raw life force here, so it's not going to solve all your problems. It can be used to energize any part of your life. And here we're going to energize come to me. All right, so with a traditional candle, you'd basically have the candle, which is effectively the trend, and you'd energize it with your own life force, which is like, 10 minutes of meditating, or, they have you do this visualization. Well, basically you're energizing it with your own life force, and the trend, it's your focus. Again, thought, word, and feeling. So word, even if it's written, so written intention, you're energizing it. You got the idea. So with a generator, we've got this puppy supercharged. Come to me. All right. So we're lighting the candle. Now we're just going to place this, actually, I'm going to put it next to the generator. By the way, anything around the generator is in a bathing in a massive life force field. And then I'm going to specify on my written sheet of paper, which is like my master operations list, that the come to me candle is for Susie to love and think about me. Okay, and when you write Susie, you might want to write first and last name, birth date if you have it. If you know this person, then you just write a visual. You write while you have a visual in mind, or you write knowing that it's Susie, and therefore you link the target. So generator 2, come to me candle, that's the trend. And once you develop a sense of confidence about this stuff, you don't need to specify out trend, target, and everything. You can develop your own style of how you want to write out your operations. But come to me candle is the trend. Susie's the target with an alternate target of me. So Susie's targeted to come to me. That's the target trend. And we're going to add in thinks favorably of me. And we're going to add in when I ask her on a date, she likes the sound of it. All right? Wow, we're having fun on this video already, okay? So, has positive reception to being asked out by me. Gotta be cordial, guys and gals, especially in today's age. You gotta be courteous, right? So, by the way, you could, if you I like these candles. It's a popular theme, love, but if you're into that stuff, you want help with dating, you can also study different authors about seduction, Robert Greene, or dating tips, preferably not one of the cheesy guys online, because a lot of those guys are just hacks, but someone who actually knows what they're talking about. And then you could target that you learn quickly about dating. So actually, we'll do that here. So generator 2, that's set. And what we're going to do is generator 3, super learning. about romance. Understand quickly and easily XYZ romance book. Target is self. All right. Off to a good start. Now the candle's going, okay? And if you want to get really detailed about this, you could put the subconsciously Susie associates me with fun, excitement, and positive partner. All right, so we've already got a fairly detailed set of operations. Of course, you would still need to read the book and ask the hypothetical Susie out, right? So it's not going to do that for you. But what we can do, optimism, success. So these are basic trends. We used to do these cards. We don't do them as much anymore. If you really want one, just ask us. And you can make them yourself. But again, we've imbued and set up the trend. It's a collection of thought forms, elementals, into a card. So optimism, success. We're going to put this under my structural link pendant. So I've got optimism, success in general. I've got super learning about my romance. We've got Susie, come to me. And again, this generator is energizing this candle. You actually don't even need to light it, but you know, some people like to, you know, the ceremony of it. And that stuff works, but again, it relies on the personal energy, whereas the Orgone Generator powers these operations for you. So we've got 1, 2, 3 operations set. All right, so obviously I just opened this pack. So we're gonna see what we got. So these are various cards. I have control over the thoughts I think. This is card number 33. Since you have control over what thoughts you offer, what could be more than the powerful law of attraction responding to everyone who offers a vibration. All right, so that's a nice one. It comes with a little blurb. You know, I know Hicks. I didn't know how good these cards would be, but just something different to show. A lot of people use this stuff, and it can work. Again, it's what you, you know, it's the trend energy you gather from it. So I have control over the thoughts I think. All right, so let's do this, and let's tie it into generator 4. And let's say I've been worried about stuff. We got Susie. You know, I'm worried about Susie. Can't stop thinking about her. Need to relax and maybe be more confident and maybe have a better understanding, you know, what's important for Susie, not just for me, right? So generator 4, we're going to go with the trend card number 33. I'm going to read it, take it in, and I have control over the thoughts I think. Positivity. We're going to add in overcome worry. Overcome worry and self-doubt. So this generator is set with an electromagnetic pulse through super orgonite. This is extremely heavy, by the way. It's basically solid iron. Well, about 50% iron. And you got these silver output tubes, 99.99% pure silver. So this is energizing my set operation. Lock this in, generator 4. We've already got equal and separate. Got the card folded in here. So that's a complete operation. And there you have it. So that trend is being energized constantly. Now with generator 4, I'm going to leave it at the default frequency. We can get into some specific frequency stuff later in the video, but a lot of people worry too much about the frequency, I'll be honest with you. The Orgone output is the primary purpose of the Orgone generator. The frequency is secondary. So whether it's 0.6 or 33 hertz, once I set up the operation as such, the frequency matters less to me. Still matters, you can change it. If you're working out, you want to do a higher frequency. But a lot of this stuff works best working on the subconscious. The subconscious is the driver. If you think of your brain like a, the dials here on the generator, and this is your heart, it's the center of your body. It's your core, your feeling center, not literally the center of your body, but keeps you alive. And they've done, if you look at the MAT guys, the spirit of MAT, M-A-A-T, measure the heart goes out, 52 feet at least. So that's one construct to look at the generator, that your thoughts, which thoughts are things, that's a great book, by the way, and then your thought, word, and feeling in conjunction power your vessel, your operation, your day-to-day life. So the lower pulses sometimes work well because they hit the subconscious. They've done studies, Neville Goddard was big on that, the subconscious, the memory. He'd have people rewrite their memory, and he also showed that you can remember the future just like you remember the past. So he had people rewrite their memory and change their subconscious, and really the subconscious is a big driver. I think that's the same with the, what do those people do, the vanilla or chocolate ice cream, the landmark forum. Your subconscious answers the question for your conscious knows what you're going to say. So, and that ties into genetics and a whole other ball game. Carl's got a whole theory about life force and reincarnation. It's basically a structural link. And your genetic code, all right, well, moving off the deep end there for a second. So we're going to get back to generator 5. Now, we're going to do this one for a friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got rose quartz, of course. So let's say a friend of mine wants some help with money. Classic. Good old money. So what we're going to do for my friend Joe, hey man, I got a big bill coming up. I'm really worried. I need some money. And money's an energy just like everything else. It's a renewable resource. Basically a flow of energy. I'm sure you've heard that story of Tony Robbins. He gave his last 20 bucks or whatever to this single mother with her son at a restaurant, and then he found a check in the mail the next day. Obviously, I wouldn't advise that every time, but there is a certain sense of flow with money, and you've got to it takes money to make money. So to participate in the cycle of money, it's not just a one-way street, I would hope. At least not just going out. But so as far as money is energy, it's not a fixed variable. It's not a it's not a hard. It's you can change the flow of money, especially if you got your own business or something like that. You work with clients, then this will help. Though I did have a friend who put a love spell on his boss, and he said, "Oh, let me try this thing out." It's a true story. And the next couple days, his boss gave him like a 20% raise. So money, we hadn't got the lotto down yet, so I wouldn't recommend that one either. Still working on it. Basic money operation. We've got Joe. So this is generator 5. You could do this all on one paper. You could also do this on the program, by the way. We're just doing it our own style here. This is, by the way, how I stack operations on top of each other using items as well as the written statements as well as different stuff around it. So generator 5, we got Joe is the target. Oh, we've got citrine here. We've got some fresh citrine. Supposedly it's good for money, abundance. And also, here's the thing. With crystals and stuff like that, I'm not doing this kind of stuff every day, but the collective focus, the collective agreement, Dr. John Ray said universal laws are universal laws because they're universally agreed upon, right? So the collective idea that citrine helps with money, that energizes citrine as such. Depends on your beliefs and how we got here. So bottom line is we're going to use citrine for money. It's commonly regarded as that, and we're also going to set it up as beneficial for abundance for Joe. So Joe's the target. Trend is abundance. Abundant mindset. Receives money quickly, easily. These two are the last important. Legally and safely. Now, it's more of a personal choice for Joe if he's going to break the law or not, but I've had people do money spells that, you know, you got to specify legally and safely. I'll just leave it at that, okay? So we got the citrine point, got the money card, and there's a lot of people who teach you about abundance mindset, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty basic pragmatism when it comes down to it. So we're gonna see. We'll do cards later. That's good enough for Joe for right now. This is energizing Joe, who's the target, and you write first and last name or use his business card or an identifying marker. You could use a picture. Trend is abundance, abundant mindset, receives money quickly, easily, legally, and safely. Get rid of that. You just got to test it out sometimes. You'll develop a confidence with the generators. And it's the same thing with other manifestation. Again, this is the advanced course, so if you're new to the fact that you can manifest things, well, welcome. It's great that you're watching this. Start by realizing that we all do create our reality, at least co-create, and depending on your belief system, whether you think it's a simulation, think we're swinging from God's big toe, or you think, you know, we're all gods in training, as Edgar Casey said. But again, there's the money operation. What we can do on generator 5, we're going to do a little bonus on that one since this is the advanced. We're going to add 33 hertz Christ consciousness, or crystal consciousness they call it, and that Joe's going to be crystal clear in the best way for him to receive and have money legally, safely, and quickly. You can see there it's set 33.4. We'll get it tuned in. So since we already targeted Joe with generator 5, then this frequency is just adding to that operation as it's set. All right, generator 6. Now, the plot thickens. This really smells strong. The plot thickens. So apparently Susie has someone else she's with. I know. It's news to me too. And she's like, let's say hypothetically, not 100% with this person, but, you know, it's one of these on again, off again things. I guess people have those these days, right? You know, so it happens, human nature. Now, with Susie, oh, that lavender, cinnamon, and patchouli. Maybe that's what, you know, maybe that's what Susie smells like. Point is, what we're going to do something a little bit different. Now, traditionally, you go to like a love coach or whatever, you know, someone, a spell caster. We take a very practical approach here with the Orgone Generator. So what we're going to do with Susie, her other guy, what we're going to do is that he loves someone else. Now, this is not a class on morals either, so Again, these are all hypothetical. Susie's boyfriend was not actually harmed in the making. They're off again, on again. And rather than try and force, a breakup or a fight, which, people use the generators for, we're going to simply make it that Susie's current on again, off again boyfriend, lover, guy, dude friend is going to love someone else. Now, this might be a shock to you, but there's probably already someone else in the picture with this guy dude. It's pretty common. So, and we've never met the guy here. We're just gonna target him by mental connection, which you can do. So Susie's, and maybe you're that guy at work that Susie's always talking to you about her guy dude. Maybe your friend zone, let's say. Maybe part of the reason she's talking to you about him is because, well, let's see. Let's see how this works. So, love. Susie's guy dude loves his other potential partner, which he is most likely to be with other than Susie. Now, my old roommate's a finance guy, one of my best friends. He's very, very left-brained, and basically everything I asked him about his worldview, and he says he looks at it just as a series of potentialities, just like he looks at finance. He's going straight to Wall Street. So you don't have to work on only things existing in the physical reality. Obviously, we're bringing things from the ether, which is where everything comes from anyway, right? And this is specified that Susie's dude guy, or her on-again, off-again boyfriend, loves his other potential partner, which he's most likely to be with other than Susie. So you don't have to specify guy dude loves Sarah. It could just be that, the one that he's most likely to be with. And you can leave it at that, and that is the set operation, because sometimes we don't know everything, don't know what's going to work best. So you do have to be careful what you wish for. This Susie girl sounds like she might not be the best fit for us anyway, but, we're going with it. It's just a hypothetical, so, This is generator 6. Just for the record, you could set this here. You could set this here. You could set it here. All right? You could set it to the side. So we're going to do that just so we remember that we can. And we'll set it over here. And I'm not going to light that candle. Just going to leave it right there. It's a fire hazard. Safety first around here. All right. So we've got a few more. Now, back to work. I'm worried about Susie. It's one of the problems here. We keep obsessing about Susie and got no time. The important stuff like responsibilities that we should be taking care of. So we've got a big test. Let's say it's advanced training test. Maybe you're taking the bar exam. Who knows? Could be anything. So generator 7, what we're going to do is we're going to do a strictly radionic rate setting. And we're going to do increased focus, confidence, and increased test-taking ability. So the target is me. So I'm just going to do the target. I'm right here, so it's easy to target myself. So the target I'm locking in as myself. The trend is focused, easy ability to take test, to take the test well. So the trend is focus, good test-taking ability, and mental clarity. So I'm going to visualize all those things, a time when I've done really well at a test, and I'm going to lock that in. I can see myself there with a test. I can see the grade, and I'm locking that in. Now, we want the generator to energize the other operations fully So what we're going to do is set that it only charges me with that set operation between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, this coming Thursday. So I can set that just by visualizing a clock. I could even write it on a calendar, could write it down, but we're doing this all with the dials between 2 and 4 on Thursday while I'm taking the test. So the generator can even be off during that time and the operation will already be set because the life force functions beyond the time space. So there it is, generator 7, that's locked in. Now, this one's a little more simple. We've got another friend, My Life Story and the Law of Attraction. Now, this friend wants to open their third eye. They want to open their throat chakra. Let's say this is a picture of your friend, or it looks like your friend, or it could even just be this card that you designate as, you know, this is your friend you're wishing to target, Sarah, let's say. All right, we're not very creative with the names tonight, but so there it is, and we're gonna do the third eye, throat chakra, and we're just simply going to energize those. They're energized, opened, activated. And that's for generator 8 now. So generator 8. Friend is Sarah. Open and energize. Third eye and throat chakra. All right. There you have it. Now, say that same friend has had some issues. Maybe they went to a budget psychic, and many of the budget ripoff psychics will put a nasty spell on you so that you come back to them, and it happens. So that same friend, Sarah, is in need of some protection. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna light this candle for Sarah. Actually, we're gonna take her operation out here. And we're also gonna add a frequency of 3.5 hertz, which is oneness. So we're on generator 9 now. All right, so there's 4. .5. All right, I'm happy with that. 3.53. All right, and again, it's close by. This is for Sarah, protection. She's got third eye, throat chakra activation, got the kyanite in there. And hopefully she takes your advice and doesn't go to those budget psychics anymore. Now, back to what's most important, yourself. We're going to do boost intelligence. This will also help with the test, but we want to run this around the clock. I would think so. So we're generator 10. Put boost intelligence right here. And I'm already the target. There's already a structural link to me as a target in here. So I can reaffirm that here or just leave it be by placing it, targeting myself with boost intelligence. It's an equal and separate operation. Even set it like this. All right, now 11. Maybe we've got some questions after doing all these operations. We're wondering if Susie's really the best potential partner. Doing some soul searching. And we're going to have some self-love here. So we've got rose quartz, again for love. Love is the theme. And reminded by this nice writing on that came with the candle. I'm open to receiving the love that surrounds me, and I give love without reserve. How about, we're going to just reword that a little bit. All right, so I'm open to receiving the love that surrounds me, and I feel love. Because that's what's most important. We're over here worried about Susie. She doesn't even exist. And we're going to have self-love here. I feel love. You know, that's just special. So we're going to set 11 on 10.5 hertz. Again, love is the theme. You know, that's what we signed up for here. So 10.5 hertz. All right, now 12, just something really practical. We've got a garden going in the back. Gonna energize the garden. Got, let's say, tomato plants, basil, some peppers. So 12, garden. You can write your address. This, basically, you write your address here, just write my house. It's a 12 generator. And let's say this is where the garden beds are. So we've simply circled these to identify them as the target, these spaces, which are the garden beds. And we can put healthy growth. By the way, you could also take this, put it under a whatever you use to water, you know, pitcher, or you could even wrap it around your garden hose. But it'd be better if the water was still, so add a minute to saturate with Orgone and do it that way. Or you can just leave this on and you're energizing your garden. And there you have it. All right. That is the ATG12 Orgone Generator demonstration. Remember, this can be, this is a versatile tool. So it can be as advanced or as simple as you wish for it to be. The device you can simply plug in and turn on in your house and receive great benefit. And there's a lot more in addition to this stuff that you can do. Obviously, you can take the techniques and cross-apply them. If you have a feeling that something might work, then test it. You may have thought of something that we hadn't thought of yet. And the only way truly to know is to test it out. All right, enjoy. We'll talk to you later. OrgoneGenerator.com. Call or text anytime. Bye-bye.